What's going on, guys? Chris, SVT Garage, and this is like my second time doing this video because I keep forgetting I have these mics, and it's just, I don't know, I keep forgetting to put them on. But anyways, today's video is not really like a how-to or an install or anything, because it is about these. But today's video is the cost on these things. I was thrown off a little bit, but we picked up 2 motorcraft batteries because both my cars were dead, which I thought was weird, and because that sucks. But I went away on vacation with the kids for Thanksgiving. Took them up in the mountains, did some hiking, got them off their cell phones. That's totally my thing. I love being out in the mountains and doing all that. So I introduced that to them this year, and it was a hit. They had a blast. So I think that's something that, you know, they want to continue doing with me. So we hiked in the Smokies, and it was a great vacation, and we spent our Thanksgiving up there. But came back, I went to start the cars because I typically routinely run them because they sit more than they get driven, and both batteries are dead. And we did get a decent cold snap, I'd say in the 40s. So I came back and both cars were just, again, dead. So pulled the trigger today and went to my local Ford dealership over here, and $416 later, we left with these 2 batteries. Now, to me, that's a lot because I'm typically cheap with the batteries, but I have found myself replacing the battery in the red car at least once a year, and it's outside of the warranty. And this battery is, I want to say 115 or 120 that I was buying. So at about 200 a battery, I figured why not try it out and see what happens, because this is a 36 month. It says right there on the battery, 36 months. So we're going to run that, and I really wanted to run it on the mineral gray car just because it is a motorcraft, and that kind of to me just goes with this car being completely stock, all Ford, the whole 9 yards. And we did just get from the previous owner, he texted me, live local to each other, about an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes, but he found the battery blanket for this. So I was super stoked because I didn't realize I was missing it until he texted me. So Aaron, thanks for kicking that my way. That's big for me, because again, this car, again, I'm trying to just keep it that bone stock, yada yada yada. We already went through that in the other videos, but we're gonna run these, and I think it was a good choice. I think again, I'm typically cheap when it comes to batteries, because here I am replacing 2 at one time, which, you know, is almost $500. But this one, I'm 90% sure in the red car, I typically replace once a year at around that 115, 120 range. This one's just got a die hard. This thing I've never even heard of. It's an Electrico. I don't even know what the warranty is on this. I wouldn't even have it if there was one. So we're going to stick with these Fords. Ryan, you guys see him on the videos, loves these batteries, rants and raves about them. So we're giving them a shot. So again, these, not really an install. I'm not going to, you know, waste your guys' time and watch me do that. You take off the cables, put them on, bolt them down. I think I already got thought I had it out. Anyways, it's an 8 mil. Yeah, little 8 mil bolt with the little battery holder. Comes right out. The red car, is located at the trunk, so that's got a whole like Moroso setup. So that one's just a little different. But anyways, we're gonna slap these in and get these things running and back on the road and driving them. I really wanted to take the cars out for a ride the other night because I was just kind of like, I don't know, in my head a little bit, and most of you guys can probably relate to that. But you know, I always use my cars as kind of like hey, I want to go. I gotta clear my head. And the Red Fire car has done that for me for the 11 years I've owned it, with many things. And this one was a big one. And I was kind of leery on maybe putting out some personal information on the video. But the more I thought about it, I think it's more of like a PSA in a sense. So right before Thanksgiving, we my family was I had to go to the hospital for my father, and it was a Sunday before, and he went in for just kind of like, hey, I got some stomach pain. It's not going away for about a week and a half. You know, he's thinking it's just acid reflux in a way. So ends up being a tumor the size of a fist on his pancreas. So they diagnosed him throughout that week. We left the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We got out of the hospital with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and they gave him a 24-month time period. Again, I'm not caught up on that number because I have a really good friend of mine who's battling colon cancer, who's younger than myself, and they gave him 4 months to live, and that was almost 4 years ago. So I got a lot of information from him over the last week about some treatment stuff that he's been doing on his own, right down to changing your diet and kind of starving out that cancer right at the cell. So immediately that night that we left the hospital, my dad's life did a 180, and ours did as well. So got him home. I took him up into the mountains with us. He didn't hike. He was just kind of hanging out in the cabin and just getting him out of the house and clear his mind a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's probably weighing on him more than anybody, and it's understandable. But I love my dad. He's been there for me through everything in my life, and you know, just like most kids out there, most children and family members, you know, we're fighting this with him. So we ordered him a lot of things over the past week to help him with this, you know, medication wise. And I'm not even sure if I can get into that on the video just because of other things, but we might, because it is kind of what I believe is saving my friend's life. So, but anyways, got him home, got him in a good spot right now. And, you know, he's feeling better about things. We're starting treatment with the chemo and all that, plus this other stuff. So the next couple of weeks are kind of going to hopefully shrink that tumor down. But what I was trying to get at, guys, it's not really as like, hey, woe is me, you know, that type of thing. Again, I'd appreciate the prayers, you know, and my dad is a good dude, and he's a car guy, and he's the reason why I'm in these things. You know, we'll get into that here in a second, but just the smallest thing that you feel wrong with your body, go get checked out, because that's the two things that happened with both of the people in my life that are close to me, my father and my other buddy, is they were having just a kind of like a stomach pain, and they went in, and, you know, my buddy's was on his colon, and my father's is on his pancreas. So routinely, guys, don't you know, don't just kind of brush it off. Just go, you know, get checked out, and do yourselves a favor, and your family, if anybody has experienced anything. It may be nothing, but maybe just approach it with, hey, I got to figure this out. Don't let the doctors just kind of brush you out and, you know, do a quick blood work, because it wasn't even found in blood work, it was found with a scan. So, but anyways, you know, my dad, I love the dude. He's a great guy. My love of cars started back when I was a child, basically through him, because he had this 58 F100, you know, 3 on the tree. And I just remember driving around Quincy up in Mass, where I'm from, in that truck. And it stayed with me. And I'm a gearhead because of him in that car, 100%. So also too, guys, there's a video that I posted about a year and a half ago. 3 years ago, we got him a car for Christmas because he was getting older, and he's always kind of riding shotgun with us. And me and my brother kind of sat down and was like, hey, let's find him a car so he can come do these things with us. And I'm glad I did, because again, you don't know, you know, what tomorrow's going to bring. But you know, guys, cancer sucks. It does. And you know, we're going to do everything we can on our end here. If you guys are experiencing anything, again, I highly recommend get yourself checked out, and just don't brush it off. I don't want to scare anybody. It's not my, you know, what I'm trying to do here. It is real, and it's out there. So again, do yourselves a favor, get it checked out. But we're going to get back in the swing of things with the cars. I got some stuff coming up with Ryan. Me and Ryan are working on doing some collaboration stuff with something, which I said I was going to tell you guys about in the other video. And I literally, all this was kind of transpiring right around that time. So I spoke with Ryan yesterday. We're gonna go to his house, do the after video on that car, and then kind of, cue everybody in on what me and him are going to be doing together. But again, guys, Chris SVT Garage. Thanks for everything, the views, watching the videos, liking them. I haven't been ignoring everybody. I've just been kind of, MIA in my own head right now, just dealing with the family stuff with my dad and trying to get him in a good spot. And we did, so we're back. But, the car community is strong. And that guy brought me into this community years ago when I was a kid. So, Dad, if you see this, I love you. And, we're going to fight, and we're going to fight with you. But again, guys, Chris, SVT Garage, thank you for everything from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.